Alright. Folks, Tommy Cowett here on the lawn with you. Growing green. I'm here in the garden. It's spring. And I'm really excited about this year's gardening. And I love to experiment in the lawn. If you watch any of my earlier videos, we're always researching different products for the lawn and the garden. And this year I'm participating in the 2014 Rock Dust Trials, which is being put on by the Alberta Urban Gardens. You can check them out on the video. It's Stephen Legary. And basically the hypothesis here in this study is that we're going to increase plant size, increase bricks, and we're going to increase production. So basically what we're doing here is I've got two plots set up that are equal 4x4. Basically the parameters here for what you need to put in terms of rock dust is 1 pound of the rock dust. This is azomite, and if you're not familiar with it, it's a volcanic material. And azomite stands for the A to Z of mineral, including trace elements. And von Liebig, the father of modern agriculture, once hypothesized that plant growth is only limited by the optimum plant growth is only limited by the single limiting element in the soil. So with rock dust, you get over 70 different trace elements and minerals. And you're pretty much covering the whole scope, the whole spectrum of anything your plant may need. So we should be able to achieve optimum plant growth with this. We'll see. I mean, I've been using it for a few years. I learned about it from John Collar of growingyourgreens.com, who has over 800 videos. And you can watch them, and they're hilarious, but they're also very informative, and he's very educational. And I love it. The rock dust is like a powder, a volcanic material. Hey, I think we're going to get a visit. But basically, with these 4x4 plots, you got 16 square feet, and I've already applied 10 pounds to this 4x4 bed here. What we're going to test is basically plant size. We're going to be looking at the production. I'll be weighing some of the produce with a little produce scale, and I'll be looking at overall health, plant health. Also, we'll test bricks with a bricks meter. That's like a photospectrophotometer type of gauge you can look into, and you can read the amount of sugar in the plant. And so those are the things we're going to end up with. Now, logging in and getting into this this year, just go to Alberta Urban Gardens on Google, or you could look this up on YouTube. So anyway, I'm taking part in this. I'm excited about it. Now, I'm going to talk about my compost here that I make from bunny manure, and there's some videos going back of me making bunny manure compost for my Doug bunny and leaves. And that's what these beds are primarily consist of, is leaves and bunny poop. So you know there's not a lot of mineral matter in that soil. You've got to do mineral supplementation. Other things that I'm going to add are vermicompost. This is basically worm castings here. It's a beautiful product from Boonville Organics. They're in Greenville, North Carolina, is where they produce this on a pig farm. Another thing I like to do throughout the season, that I'm going to add to the beds, is a little bit of bone meal for some phosphorus. And I like to add this granular kelp product with humic acid in it to the soil. Everything's good. That's all going to be the same throughout. The only difference is this bed and some very large container plots, I've got 2 of them set up, will be getting the rock dust too. And the way you do it, if you're doing it in containers, is you'll cut it in half. You'll go ½ pound per square foot. That also, if you use the metric system, is 4.88 kilograms per square meter, or in the containers, half of that, 2.44 kilograms per square meter in the large buckets. And if you see that size right there, that's what I've got set up down in my garden. I like to container garden. I think I don't get as much pathogen activity, but it may be because I also like to supplement with sprays. And this is my EM1 I make. You make this out of thin air, and gosh, I made this last year and used about that much. I've almost got enough to get me through the season. I'll have enough to get me through the season. And I like to use the indigenous microorganisms that I made from a grass collection, and collected it and grew the microorganisms out. Learned that from Brian McGrath. And you can learn both of these methods from Brian McGrath, or I did a video on making it too. Another thing I like to supplement in the spray throughout the year is I like to apply this Humical. It's a calcium product. It'll help keep the plants going into stress in the summer. Humic acid and calcium, very, very effective. We love it on the lawns too. Makes the cell walls much stronger. It'll probably keep your tomato plants from getting blossom end rot. And another thing I like to use is this algae green as a spray. And this is seaweed, Ascophyllum seaweed. And it is a really nice product to keep the plant from going into stress. It's a seaweed extract. But basically, I've already added 10 pounds to this. I need 6 more pounds. Show you this material here. Very powdery. I'm going to powder it in. I'm just going to dump about half this 10-pound bag in here. A little over half the bag. That should give me that feels about 4 pounds. So, and just basically work it into the soil, you know. I've just raked these up pretty good. Now, as far as planting, we're going to be using the Mel Bartholomew method, which is the square foot gardener. And that's tomatoes in the back, peppers in the middle, eggplant down in front. Those are the 3 plants I'm going to be growing. And we'll test and see what we come up with. I think we're going to be, I don't know, you know, does rock dust really add or provide that much more? Because that plot's going to get everything else except for the rock dust. Now, these beds did get rock dust last year, so, you know, I'm guaranteed some good, healthy plant growth. But anyway, Tommy Cowett here, signing off. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to get involved, go to Alberta Urban Gardens, the Google site, subscribe, and I think we'll be sharing in a sort of a blog forum where that's how we'll be communicating with our results. And it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, Tommy Cowett, Growing Green and Outer Space, signing out. Hope you all are having a great one.